welcome. Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, children. Welcome at the office of the FIU Amsterdam. You come to make a short in the video recording on our work here. I just received the invitation by Lucrezia de Domizio Dorini, friend of Joseph Beuys, for the symposium Living Sculpture, the Biennale in Venice, the Festa della Natura. I saw the most easy way to guide you to what we've been doing here the last 37 years, is a quick run to the publications of the last 5 years, FIU Amsterdam publications. The first book by Patrick Healy, accompanying an exhibition on my work, Kunsthalle Recklinghausen 2000. This gives a report on the last 35 years of my work. This is our planet. And then you see here the Joseph Beuys class at the Düsseldorf Academy, Johannes Stütgen, students, discourse, interdisciplinary research, the source of this is all here. This is a lot of material we still have to work out with large archives on this Room 20 event that we are suddenly turned into a research project. One can see that on the internet. This was a question, a pedestal question. Research on oneself. That is 365-day shaving cyclist on the ship Regal Star. That was the name of the ship, Regal Star, in the harbor of Amsterdam. The essence was a general review on everything one has in one's mind and head. Is it usable for the future? Does it make sense? It's a meditation cyclist, self-reflection and review. I shave myself there. And then one has to get these decisions, one has to transform them into willing. Daily notes. At the end, the foam and the debris is put between glass slides and put on the ground. That makes a circle. Then the hatch has to be closed again. It's a nice space, almost like a cathedral. And then we go to Paris, where it becomes a social action. What's happening in Paris on the 1st of January 1984? Bonjour, Mr. Orwell. This was the basement of the FIU Amsterdam activity. I had a little gallery in Düsseldorf. Boys passed by. The gallery was on Luca Allee. Joseph Beuys lived in the Drakenplatz. And he would knock on the window, and he always wanted to know when I now finally start working in the public domain. In November '83, I have invited Joseph to Amsterdam, to come to Amsterdam the last day of the shaving cyclist in the ship. And instead he has invited me to come to Paris. So you see here I'm completely passive. This is something Beuys has done before, where he has drawn attention to on several of his performances, washing people's feet, and the care and the action for others. I have to say, he did a really good job. Huh? It was fun. Beautiful hands, careful hands. Jeder Griff muss sitzen. No barber has shaved me like he did. This was compassion, great compassion. Well, I've seen him many times doing things with his hand, making sculptures, giving corrections to the students, etc. But being the sculptor yourself and feeling his hands, I have to say that was a great adventure. It was very intense, and you could feel this was a master sculptor. Then, well, through the years, the shaving table, this was composed according to something we have worked on already in room 20, the Stufenpodest von Michael Rutkowski. Here, can you see this? We have a video on this. We will show that in Venice. These are the remains of the performance in Paris. Bonjour Mr. Orwell. Centre Pompidou. This is in the Van Reyken Museum on loan. Sculptural developments. The desk room interior. This is an homage to Joseph Beuys. Produced in 1985, carved out of coal in a German coal mine. First Leopold Wolfen. It's an interior, a desk room interior. Desk is similar as birth. It's the threshold to another world. This then describes his project and sculpture, research on flintstone and form. This is in Dover, all these layers of flintstone. A good musician could play this on a cello. This is nice, ocean harp with the ribs of a whale. I worked for a long time with whalebone and whale oil that was gathered on a whaling station in Iceland, Hvalfjörður. Beuys has been there. Caroline Tissot made this beautiful book about this visit, Beuys's visit to this whaling station. We go this way. And here one sees that in these vertebrae of whales, this whole metamorphosis of mammals is hidden. Archive for the Future. That is the great adventure of Jacobus Kloppenberg and the modern consumption society, working with trash, statical literature. This all can be studied on the website. So, the cash book, Economy as Architecture on Open Framework. It starts somewhere here in the beginning. It was one of the first works I made. Opening up the framework of the pool table. Now I'll show you where this leads to. Open framework that opens the private domain for discourse. And then we come to a very interesting development. Collaborative works with an American friend, the American painter Virgil Grotfeld. And here we have exercised open dialogue in an open framework. FIU is free and international. Free must be an open framework, so we have here a three-sided frame, 2 canvases. I painted the first 6 canvases, and Virgil, parallel, painted 6. I wouldn't call it commentary, it's a response. This is something that we have continued over many years. This started in Texas in 1994. Then there were several meetings later. And let's see, Walter Hobbs, founding director of the Vanille, plays a significant role in our ABAU adventure. This is not a dialogue between two artists, a private dialogue, but that this is a dialogue where other people can join in. And then this continues through several series. 3, 4, 5 meetings in Mexico and Berlin. And in 1999, we then get to know the directors of the Triodos Bank, an environmental bank in the Netherlands. Triodos Bank is a social bank, lending only to organizations and businesses with social and environmental objectives. Triodos Bank is well known for innovative and transparent approach to banking. Depositors at Triodos Bank know where their money goes. Finances exclusively development of renewable energy sources, solar, wind, organic agriculture, culture, protection of the environment and conversations. Well, I think that is the Festa de la Natura. For the Triodos Bank we have developed a concept. The concept is the Free International University World Art Collection. We have a very nice introduction letter here from Walter Hobbs that describes the concept. Walter Hobbs is the founding director of the Menil Collection in Houston. Walter Hobbs writes on the 25th of June 1999, "I'm writing to support with my highest recommendation the creation of the Free International University World Art Collection. The purpose of this initiative, undertaken by Walter Beuys and other members of the Free International University Amsterdam, is to establish an ongoing art collection which represents cultural unity and the notion that cultural expression is mankind's most common and fertile ground. It's designed to unveil the secret energies which are hidden in cultural expression. In this century, Western-dominated art history has divided creative expression into hierarchical levels. The Free International University World Art Collection is designed to break down these artificial cultural barriers and build worldwide consensus, which, to date, politics and governments have failed to achieve. The first steps in restoring bilateral relations among divided nations has always been the establishing of cultural relations and exchanges. The collection is analogous with the planting of a tree, in which shade mankind can meet and pay respect to a common past and to a common future interest. In this regard, it is especially propitious that the Dutch Triodos Bank, known for its ethical approach towards banking and investment, is lending their auspices and assistance that together we might set a new trend for the future. The fact that this collection will be the declared property of the world population as the only benefactor probably makes it the first real modern art collection in the world. The moment an introduction is unique, on the eve of a new millennium, an open future space. It is my privilege to serve as a member of the advisory board of the Free International University World Art Collection, and as such, I urgently request that all artists, individuals, multinationals, institutions, governments support this initiative and contribute to its realization. The global content of this United Population Collection should ultimately be placed under the protection of the United Nations. Future generations will be thankful to us for giving such a tool into their hands." Walter Hobbs, June 25, 1999. And this was our concept for the board table. Well, as a board table we have here the top of a whale vertebra, because that is an organic form. These are the 7 ingredients. The first ingredient was the Rudolf Steiner drawing. It's on capital, Ware, Arbeit. The second ingredient is developed by Jacobus Kloppenberg, the marrowbone spectacles. A clear view, a clear vision is all depending on optics. This is a pair of binoculars. They are made from bone. It's the wardrobe where our flashes drape over, and inside the bone, in the marrow space, so it is the most essential form, space one can imagine. This is the essence of our skeleton. No one can look through this. So, like this. It's not a toy, it's a real tool for deep vision. And we suggested that this is a tool that should be present on all the conference tables in the world. Not as a symbol, but as something to remind people that deep vision is necessary. So we have a chair for plants and animals, permanent seat. On conference tables, flora is green from chlorophyll, fauna is red, hemoglobin. Then we have number 4 is a plant portrayal. Number 5 explains the choice of the colors green and red. This was just placed on a copy machine. Great shock of the man who owned the copy shop. This is a beef. Looks like a human portrait. This represents technology, creation, human creation.
Fire.
Huh? Fire, of course, spirit and fire. This hangs in the boardroom as well. Number 6 is a careful selected rock that in its form represents the territory of its origin. This stone came from North Australia. This is what we had in the beginning. For the classical arch construction we needed a 7th element. Thanks to Lothar Baumgarten, who added this, Brutto Terra Netto. And this is the complete toolkit sponsored by Nature on ecology and economy. This should be present on every boardroom table. To make boardrooms as vital as a walk through the forest and nature, there is one corner that one should fill with artworks, like a refreshing well where people in between the meetings could go and refresh themselves. This was at the opening and the first presentation of the Free International University World Art Collection, owned by the world population and hosted by the Triodos Bank in Zeist and Brussels. This was a first index, but in the meantime this is all worked out and can be seen on internet. It's all fully described. This was the 3rd book on Jacobus Kloppenberg. That is Mr. Kloppenberg. Then we have, and that is very exceptionally, we have given the Triodos Bank a loan. Instead of taking a loan, we have given the bank a loan, a $100,000 loan with 10% interest over 25 years. And this loan is covered with artworks, a separate series, Futures. I got lost in the book. This is no wonder that one gets lost in here. It's to get lost. It describes our consumption society, the madness of our consumption society. And it is the trash statical literature. This is what you see in Brussels. Flora, fauna chair, toolkit, Brutto Terra Netto, artworks, plant portrayal, and this is how a decent boardroom in the future should look. With this as hand, environmental and social environmental economic decisions will develop by itself. It's completely free of ideology, it's just a tool one has to take at hand and work with. Every board table in the world should have these tools. And on every board table, flora and fauna should be board members. If that's present in the middle of the conference table, the rest goes automatically. It automatically has an influence on the decisions that are taken on a board table. that is that are the tools that we artists have developed to improve Difesa de la Natura. Thank you for being our host. Tomorrow we have a short interview with Patrick Healy, who will tell you everything in perfect English. See you in Venice. Good night. This is my mother. Tomorrow is her 88th birthday, and that's what we're going to celebrate. Thank you, Mom. Thank you for my life. Ciao.